Good afternoon. It's the first day of the first full week in October, October the 6th. Time to wrap it up for today. Okay, the E-mini sold a little bit more than we thought it was going to sell today. We came in wanting to be sellers at 70, give or take. We got a beautiful setup up here. We thought support was 55 to 60. It turns out support is 50 to 55. So we had a 60 to 62 call buy in this area. You made a little money, you scratched. I don't see how you could have lost money, but this is the first legitimate long right here. And on this particular trade, you would have lost a little bit. But if you'd engaged right here off of a V bottom and 150% of the IB, you could have scratch made a little bit. So the next trade in the 55 area, we went right through it, did not set up for us very well. And then off the bottom, finally in the 1958, very round number, we did get buying. So the idea was to be a seller this morning. That worked out pretty well. If you'd been able to find some way to stay with the trade, you could have picked out 20 points today. So E-mini contributed to the movement in some of the other contracts, notably gold, the note, and the 30-year bond too. So first day of the week, pretty good for the E-mini. Looking at the F1 screen, right here we are. You can see that we've got a seller above 78, and we definitely have a buyer below 35. So it's about a 40-point range. It's a couple of days worth of movement in this contract, so we'll be looking to see what happens when we get down to 35 when we get there. Obviously, you got to take out 50 to get there, and we're at 57 right now. Based on today's action, a higher low and a higher high, this screen actually favors higher prices tomorrow. Looking at the F2 screen, it is a B, but we have volume over the time. I've seen stronger Bs, but the first trade on this one is to sell into the 60 to 62 area, S1, to see if we can take out 50. If we can't take out 50, we can trade from the long side. Sell 2 will be 64 to 66. On the buy side, we got this 55 area right here, possible, and then definitely 50 to 52. Okay, we do have some news tomorrow, JOLTS. That usually is not a market mover. We really don't have any news this week that will move the markets. The biggest piece of news this week will be the FOMC minutes released on Wednesday. So we had a good day trading the E-mini today. Things worked out just as anticipated. On the sell side, on the buy side, got down to the third zone, a very, very round number. 1950. Okay, tomorrow's the 3-year auction in the note. That generally is supportive. It usually brings in buying. You see we've got a higher low and a higher high right here. We definitely have resistance in the 25-20 to 24 area. So that's going to be probably pretty stout resistance. So the F1 says higher prices. F2, double distribution higher. I'm going to leave it that way. Right now, last rotate up stopped at 16. So selling failure to take out 16 to 20 is the trade that I see. And then 23 to 27. The JOLTS information shouldn't have a lot of impact tomorrow. On the buy side, we have this break at 12. We're at 13.5 right now. We have this started up at 9. So 9 to 13 is buy 1. Would definitely like to get that done closer to 9 than 13, but if the E-mini starts to sell again this afternoon, that's probably about all we're going to get. Buy 2 will be 125. Okay, looking at the 30-year, the knob spread came in about 3/32 today, but still hovering right there around 14. You can see we have a pretty square distribution TPO-wise. Volume-wise, it's definitely a B. Last rotate up was 20, so sell failure to take out 16 to 20. And 23, 27 will be sell 2. Last rotate down stopped at 7. We're at 14, so make 5 to 9 buy 1. And 29 to 01 buy 2. Looking at gold, had a good day in gold. We managed to rally it up, and we're back to where we were. So the high stops just under 10. We're at 8. Again, if the E-mini really sells, or this could be higher yet, but we're going to sell 10 plus or minus. And then 15 to 18, where the selling has been fairly concentrated. We got a high volume number all the way out of 18 that can pull us there. Got a breakout from 4. Last rotation down stopped at 2. So this 3 to 5 area will be buy 1. Fairly aggressive. And then 98 to the buck will be buy 2. Don't have any trouble getting short gold with our setups. Don't like to do it. Don't like to go home short U.S. time, but London time can sure get short. Okay, crude oil. Big movement today, both ways. That's what we like about the contract. Lots of ways to make money, lots of ways to lose money too. You cannot trade gold nor crude without paying attention to risk. I mean, you're just going to get clobbered. So here we are. Resistance will be 90, 50, 75. Pretty quiet. Very, very aggressive trade, the 91, 91 and a quarter for sell 2. The wrong headline comes out. This thing could rally in a hurry, but by London, the headlines are probably behind us. This area down here, 50 to 75 was the movement. Last rotate down was 90. So we'll make 89, 75 to 90 buy 1. And then buy 2, 25 to 50. There are rumblings out of the Ukraine that the fighting is still going on, but it's not being reported like it was previously. But apparently both sides will ambush, take pot shots, lob some shells into the other one's areas. Pretty indiscriminate. There was a bombing in Chechnya where 5 Russian police or 5 Chechen policemen were killed. So that's always simmering just beneath the surface. And it really makes you wonder why Russia is cutting deals with Iran and other hostile entities. I mean, why would Russia want Iran to get a nuclear weapon? they probably have a better chance of getting that weapon used on them than against the United States. I guess they figure if they help Iran that they won't do them in, but these guys will get after anybody. Big rally in the euro today. I'm gonna close it down a little bit so we can get a little bit better perspective. We'll put it on a nickel, and we got up to 26.50. So I think we probably have a pretty good chance of it being sold in Europe tonight. So on a sell failure to get through our 50 to 60, sell 1. Then 90 to 127 for sell 2. This is rallying supposedly because Draghi cannot or is not going to do QE 1 for them in any meaningful way. Buy 1 is going to be 26 to 26.10, and then 75 to 85 for buy 2. I think Europe is definitely facing deflation, and if you go back and if you look at the battle by all central banks since 2008, it's been against deflation. It hasn't been against inflation, except perhaps maybe China. And China keeps pumping money in the economy. Every time they try to stop pumping money into the economy, it starts to severely contract, and they can hold the course for 2 or 3 months, and they've got to go back in and loosen up. Okay, that's all I have for right now. I will see you bright and early in the AM, 6:45 Central. In the meantime, y'all have a great evening. I'm out of here.